How different do you think lead a man and a woman?
Interesting. Yeah, actually the big advantage of knowing both roles is actually you gain so much respect for the other person. And he said, what are you gonna do? Role rotation?
Yeah.
No. We don't do that here.
Dance, demo. It's like, oh, phew, combination, cool move.
Yeah.
Oh, exciting.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So here we are with Fiorella and Linda. Fiorella and Linda, how are you?
Good.
Very good.
They are one of the most representative dance couple, female dance couple in the role rotation.
Yes.
And Fiorella and Linda, welcome to the backstage.
Thank you.
About the role rotation, let's explain a little bit because maybe somebody doesn't know what is it, okay? How could you define role rotation in the dancing?
Okay, shall I start?
You start.
Okay, so role rotation is the act of changing roles, so between leading and following in any dance, in any social dance where you dance together with a partner. So that can be in bachata and salsa, kizomba, whatever.
Yeah. And when has started this role rotation movement?
Oh.
Well, actually, the name role rotation, Felipe and Thiago, they started the big movement, I would say, and started spreading this online also, this as a possibility to be free in dancing. And they reached so many people already. And yeah, we are very lucky to be a part of that as well and spread this idea of dancing.
I have seen as well that, so let's say like this, so role rotation is like the leading not has to be always men or woman, the follower, right? But the question will be from the point of view about leading. How different do you think lead a man and a woman?
Interesting.
Well,
Different,
but just as anyone does things differently, also men and women can do things differently. And the whole idea about role rotation is that you learn and dance a role or two roles and it doesn't matter. So the rest doesn't matter because, for example, bachata consists of leading and following. So you can do whatever. And it doesn't matter who you are as a person or what your gender is, you can dance and learn both things.
And which advantages has to know the both roles?
Many. Yeah, actually the big advantage of knowing both roles is actually you gain so much respect for the other person, because when I started dancing, I started as a follower and I didn't really understand what my leader was doing and my leader didn't really understand what I was doing. So to be able to learn and see what both parties do, actually, it gives you the opportunity to become a better dancer because you know more about what to do for your partner, how to hand the lead over, to lead the move, technically right or soft, or as a follower, you know, where do I put my weight? What does my partner need from me? So it actually creates a space where we are so respectful.
Yeah.
If I can just add to that, because it's also about equality then, because we also, by teaching both roles to everyone, we also say they're both equally important. And sometimes we feel, and we know that other people feel that too, that both roles don't get the same kind of attention. So most of the classes or the attention goes often to the part of the leader because they do the move. And we think following is just as important, right? So that's why it also creates equality on the dance floor, and that's also what we stand for.
Yeah. And actually, sorry, can I add something?
Yeah, of course.
And also we see bachata is, if you want to learn 100% of bachata, it includes leading and following. So why I cannot say anything. Why? Just got it. Why would you want to learn 50% of bachata?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's very interesting because, for example, I was studying as dance teacher here in Germany, and we had to, as dance teacher, you had to know both roles, because imagine that your partner, so your dance couple, is not there.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to explain the step, right? And you had to know what is the following, in my case, doing, or which kind of movements. Hey, I hope you are enjoying the interview, the podcast, and if you want to learn more about the artists, how they think, their mindset, and how they train, I have prepared for you a masterclass. Check the link in the description, where I explain you the 10 common points that all the successful artists they have, everything what they have learned from the interviews. the points, the concepts that are always repeating, I sum it up, and there you can check it. If you want to be more successful in your artistry, in your dance, or if maybe you want to set your goals in order to develop your own style, this kind of concepts, this video is gonna help you a lot. I have learned a lot as well, so we see us there, and I let you now enjoy your interview. Ciao. Can you give some tips? You are the perfect persons for giving tips for leaders and followers, okay? So can you give some tips for the leaders and later for the followers?
You pick one.
I do leader, you do follower? Okay, great, why not? So, for example, for a leader, what I as a follower would need from my leader is to give me the space to finish my movement. That is what I really like, because leaders tend to be in their head about the next move already. And we're not even finishing the move before yet. So for me, for example, also I'm a taller dancer. What I also really like for leaders to do is to give me the space that I can dance freely and I'm not stuck in a frame. So when I can breathe and open up my frame as well as a follower, then I feel so more free in my movement than when I'm stuck to a hard and compact frame, actually. So these would be 2 tips for leaders. Yeah.
Followers?
For followers, I would say the most important thing is to practice really letting go. And being okay with like letting yourself be guided. So being a millisecond after like what your leader is trying to give you and the input that the person gives to you, right? So that means that you're just a little bit behind and then you let go, but also that there is space for the follower to do something with that. So you don't have to be like this, okay, I just do everything that is being told. It is a conversation, right? So a tip for the follower would be let go, listen to what is being asked of you and then respond. But you do have a choice there.
I interviewed like 3-4 months ago one tango dancer, one of the most important them. She was the first person, the first woman that brought the role rotation in tango.
Oh wow.
Tango.
Great.
Because tango is not like bachata. Tango is more... tango is another thing. I was very interested and they were speaking about that.
Yeah.
Do you see difference between countries about the acceptance of this role rotation?
Yes. Yes, we do.
We do.
Because the nice part is actually since we started, is it 2 years ago officially? Like
3.
3 years already?
Yeah.
Like 3-ish.
3-ish.
3-ish years. Since then, we visit more countries to teach actually, and we notice that every place where we come, we have to tune in a little bit with the environment because yes, people are different in certain states and like cities, and it's nice to see that as teachers, I think, and to be able to respond to that.
Yeah.
I would say, for example, we are here now in Germany and it's like, it's different than in Holland. Yeah. There are some differences. And if you notice them, it's really nice to level to your people that you're teaching in a different way as well. We actually had one booking and we were prepared for a rotation because people book us for rotation. That is what we do. That's what we stand for. And then we came there and it was 5 minutes before the workshop started. And he said, what are you going to do? Rotation?
Yeah.
No. We don't do that here. People are not open-minded for this. So no. Just do a regular class.
We were so confused because we talked about, we only do role rotation. There's nothing else we teach because that is what we stand for and that's what we believe in. So we don't do...
And what we throw out in the world on our social media and
everything.
Stuff. Yeah. Noticing people opening up a bit like about it. But when we danced our demo, we did role rotation because we wanted to show at least what we are doing. Yeah. And people were curious and interesting. So sometimes only planting the seed for us is already a goal reached. Yeah.
I have seen your show in Terra Libre in my city, Talavera de la Reina. One question for me, because you dance in the same song, sometimes you are as a leader and then you change as follower. Yeah. Okay, imagine you are leading right now. But she wants to lead. How do you do it? There is a change energy for your side, or how is it?
We love this question.
We always say the same thing,
Well, this is also what we explain in our workshops, because it's really good to know how you do the transition, actually. We always speak about like a shift of energy. So as a leader, you have more an energy that is more upfront. You're thinking ahead what is coming. You're proactive. And as a follower, you are more reactive. So you're a little bit more soft in your energy, more waiting. And if, for example, I'm leading and I'm in this energy, I have to do something with that energy to change the roles.
Yeah.
Because if I stay in my leading energy, I'm not giving her a signal, it's your turn now. So what do?
So you don't speak?
No, we don't speak.
You have to speak with your energy.
Exactly, we speak with our bodies. So the moment I want to switch up, I make sure that I drop my energy. And if Fiorella noticed, and she noticed quite quick, then we come to a point where we're at the same spot. Then she raises her energy to become a leader, and I drop my energy to become a follower. And these transitions, this makes it role rotation, like the act of rotating roles, right?
And that is so beautiful, because I'm so in tune with what is happening in her body that, and she is the same with me, that we notice the slightest differences in these energies. And that is another benefit of practicing both roles.
Really something that I really say, wow, they have really a very good connection, because they feel the other person, really everything.
I think what is necessary for you to be connected to another person is to first be connected to yourself. And it sounds like an open door and maybe a bit like woohoo, but really, if you don't know what you're doing, then how can you expect the other person to connect with you if you don't even know where you are? So maybe the easiest thing for dancers and non-dancers is that you're dancing with another person. So when you put your hand on that person, really feel that with the points where you touch. And then, for example, if she would be following, she presses her muscles into my hand as well. And my hand touches the body. It's like real contact. And then we can move together, really. Yeah. So
that's
there's contact. And then you feel it flowing. And I think that is connection.
Yeah, you are not doing just role rotation, because, for example, right now you had a stretching workshop, and you told me that you had a how is the name? Because I have
emotion.
Emotion. Okay, yes. So I mean, it's not like just dancing, role rotation. Yeah. You bring to the festival something special. So can you speak or define a little bit what you have done today, for example?
Yeah, I think what we would like to bring and offer is more than just indeed combinations, technique, which is very important and nice. But we want to offer a bit more. And we found this angle where we use our other passions and strength. We focus on how we can feel things with our body and express that and work through things. And for example, how do you deal with rejection or that little voice in your head that's being critical when we are dancing? So these kind of things, combining psychology and then dancing and movement. And then you...
Yeah, I'm a trained dance teacher, and I came from the modern dance scene. And for me, I also told the people today in the workshop, for me, it was such a big change what I saw in the social dance scene, that a lot of people have so many neck pain, back pain, lower back pain, hips. It's so stiff, and we complain about it, but we don't really maybe know what to do in order to prevent it. So I'm more in connection with the mind and the body. I'm giving workshops about functional training for dancers. So strength and flexibility, coordination and balance, technical spin classes, that kind of stuff.
Injury prevention.
Actually that.
How can dance help to develop your self-confidence?
So, first of all, it's a very important way to express yourself. So you literally showing yourself on the dance floor and being present is already a big thing for your confidence. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you'll become, because you're literally taking up space and showing yourself and presenting yourself. So that is already a very good thing. And I think many of us also know this part where you start comparing yourself with others. And that is where it becomes a bit more tricky, because we are in this social space and we see others and we think, oh no, I'm not doing it. And then with the comparing, the shit starts. And that is what what I also talk about in this class. So it can be very good for your confidence to dance and to be social with other people. And you can also completely destroy it or be very mean to yourself. So it takes effort to be very mindful of what you're thinking in your head, and then also transmitting with your body and doing something else there. And so that's very important.
It's it's really important because when sometimes I have dance and I was like with stress or without self-confidence. And it's really, so the connection between what you are thinking and your movements is completely total. So
it's one.
How you are thinking, your body is reacting. It's like that. And if you are not self-confident, that everything is go to the negative.
And this is what we really like about combining mind and body information actually, and how you can use it to take care of yourself as a person in this big scene actually.
It's nice that you offer this combination because I think it's really needed in the social dance, and now with the social media as well. Social media is a pressure as well for comparing, I guess, it's for me as well. I think for everybody.
For us too. Dance, demo. It's like, combination, cool move.
Yeah. Can you come a little bit more here?
Closer?
Yeah, no, you know. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Because I
sorry.
Oh, we have a
Injury.
Accident. This question is gonna be for the normal audience, okay? Maybe people, not dancers. Maybe people that they are thinking to dance, to start dancing, and they say like, I would like it. I like it, the videos, and when I say it, but I think I don't have the enough talent. What could you say to these people that they don't feel self-confidence and they don't feel enough talent for dancing, for start dancing?
It doesn't matter if you have talent or not, because you can learn everything. And then dancing is not only about doing the perfect move. It is not actually, we think it's about having fun and connecting with people. So the block is here. If you think you're not talented, then therefore you will not go because it's difficult and you will compare yourself and So just do it. Even if you're scared or if you're frightened, just do it. And then you will see. And you're there to have fun. And that's way more than just doing the perfect move.
I think what I would add as well is like find a space where you feel free to learn. Because I can imagine if you step right into a bachata congress, for example, that it's so overwhelming. Everybody is looking so flashy and doing all those kind of moves and all the cameras in your face and stuff. It's a lot. We really try to promote going to socials and get comfortable with just being at regular socials in your hometown, but also go to classes, but because this is where you create a community of people where you feel safe with to say, hey, shall we try it out together? Shall we practice? Shall we go to the social together? And what we really noticed with our little row rotation scene in the Netherlands, it became actually bigger, and they're so empowering to each other. Like, hey, let's try this out. I know that it's scary, but let's just go. We are in a group chat with them. And we see constantly like, hey, I'm going to a social. Who wants to join me? Because I'm scared. And then people say, yeah, sure, I come.
We are all in a bachata family. And that's the most beautiful thing. Anywhere we go in the world, we connect with people just because we love bachata. So we can go to whatever country, find a bar where they dance, and then I can just go there.
It's like our language.
It is. It is.
You don't actually need to speak each other's language because dancing.
You can just dance?
And normalize being a beginner, please. Normalize it, because it's okay to be on a social and only know a basic step. You can dance a full night with basic steps, and that's fine. As long as you find a nice connection and enjoy with people, then the goal is already reached.
And a small game, okay? It's a small game, so you have to choose between two different, so A or B, okay?
Okay.
For example, about classes. As dance teacher, what do you prefer? Giving private classes or group classes?
Group.
Holidays. Do you go on holiday normally?
Summer.
Where?
Sun.
Beach. Okay, then it's gonna it could be like mountains or beach, right?
Beach, definitely.
Where are you living?
The Netherlands.
Netherlands.
We have beaches, no mountains.
Yeah, and no sun, but that's okay.
Yeah, to Spain, maybe?
Yes, I lived in Spain. I loved it.
Now you can send the interview to somebody. Okay, and I will try to do the interview with the people or with the dance couple that you say. So you can agree one dance couple or whoever, and then I will try to do the interview.
Can we have a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Lisa and Annika.
Lisa and Annika.
Yes.
Okay, Lisa and Annika, you are officially invited to my interviews. So thank you very much. for your time and your answers. I have learned a lot, actually.
Thank you.
I really find very interesting this connection between psychology and dance. It's very nice. And about your workshop, I was like, wow.
Yeah, thank you.
A very nice atmosphere. So thank you very much. I'm from the La Casa de Bachata Festival.
Yes!
Amazing festival. You can find everything, not just worship figures, dancing, just stretching and psychology workshops. Everything you can find there. So from La Casa de Bachata Festival is the last interview. We say goodbye.
Ciao Bella. Goodbye.